Welcome, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us for today's Appraisal Buzzcast. My name is Jim Morrison, and today we have Karen Connolly of the Collateral Risk Network to talk about things that are coming up with CRN. Karen, why don't you introduce yourself to our members and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Thanks so much for inviting me, Jim, to talk about what CRN's got coming up. There's all kinds of things going on in the industry. I am Karen Connolly. I'm the Vice President of Operations for the Collateral Risk Network. And in that role, I assist in building out our agendas for our events, as well as managing the day-to-day activities throughout the CRN.
Well, thanks, Karen. We appreciate you joining us. The reason that we're having you on is because there's a lot coming up in the next 4 to 5 weeks with the CRN that we want our audience to be aware of, and you are reaching out to about as well. So let's start with what's coming up for the CRN next.
Yeah, the CRN's really busy right now. We've got 4 events coming up between March and April. The first event is actually next week, which is our first quarter CRN event. That is being held virtually, and it will run from 1 to 5 p.m. Eastern time next Tuesday. And the speakers for that event, we really have a great agenda. There's Lyle Radke, who is the Senior Director of Collateral Policy for Fannie Mae, and Scott Reuter, who is the Chief Appraiser and Single Family Director of Valuation, are going to be speaking on the new desktop policies. And then we have fair housing, which is being addressed by Andrea Mitchell. She's the managing partner at Mitchell and Sandler. And then the last panel of the day is a presentation from Maureen Yap, who is the senior counsel for the National Fair Housing Alliance, and Peter Christensen, which I know a lot of your viewers know already, who is an attorney and managing partner at the Christensen Law Firm. And they were instrumental in writing the CLEAR report that was sponsored by the appraisal subcommittee.
Well, that sounds really interesting. And now normally you'd have to be a CRN member to come to this thing, but I know CRN is doing a membership drive now. Can you tell us a little bit about what the requirements are to come to this event, this virtual event?
Yeah, actually, the virtual event is going to be open to anyone who would like to attend. There is a registration fee. You can find information on how to register for this event and future in-person events online. The website is collateralrisk.org. And then we also have private CRN membership events. We have one coming up where Mark Pallam and Jacob Williamson with Fannie Mae are going to be discussing. They really are taking a closer look at divergent appraisal values for Black and white borrowers refinancing their homes. So that event is closed to members only. If anybody's interested in joining the CRN, they can always reach out to me and I'll give them all the information they need about what's included in the membership and the costs. But then we also have an in-person event in April that's going to be held in New Orleans.
I'm really excited for the New Orleans event. Now, I think that's where CRN really excels, is the networking that happens face to face, and we're excited to be back in person for that. So.
Yeah, that's for sure. And that event is going to be on April 6th. We've got a bunch of speakers lined up for that. And then we've also added a compliance series on the following day that will run from 9 to 1. That compliance series is going to be on fair housing and bias. But the April 6th event will take place from 9 to 5. And we're really happy with our lineup for that. We've got Andre Perry with the Brookings Institute, who's talking about proposed solutions for bias in housing. We've got Christopher McEntee, who's with the Intercontinental Exchange. He's going to be talking about Intercontinental Exchange's mission. And then Juan Fernandez is going to come and speak to us on the energy performance certificates. And then we've got invitations out to the CFPB, Eric Kaplan at Milken Institute, the OCC, and then to round out the day, Jim Park with the Appraisal Subcommittee is going to be chatting with us about the PAVE report. That hasn't been published yet, but we're confident it'll be out by then.
Well, that's great to hear. And so this is another thing where usually you have to be a CRN member to attend, but once again, because of the membership drive, if you want to come and find out what CRN's all about, you can come and check out this thing. You just have to register, correct?
Yeah, that's right. It's really open to any first-time CRN registrations. So if you've never been to a CRN meeting and you'd like to come check it out, really the beauty of our CRN meetings, particularly in-person events, is the networking that goes on. We have stakeholders from all different corners of the industry that come together and talk about, issues that they're having. And I mean, it's really a situation where birds of a feather flock together and they all speak the same collateral valuation language.
Today's learner has a myriad of educational options to choose from, both online and off. But for appraisers and professionals who rely upon appraisals, your high-quality, comprehensive valuation education resource should be the Appraisal Institute. The courses we offer are rigorously researched and largely developed by practicing appraisers using their real-world residential and commercial valuation experience. Go to appraisalinstitute.org/education for more information. Yeah, I really do agree with you on that's where all the networking and work gets done, seeing people face to face. It's so much easier having those conversations face to face than through a string of 20 emails. So I think that's why it's so important to come in person.
Yeah, and you get exposure to people that you've never met before that are in different aspects of the industry, and being able to have that one-on-one contact and make those kinds of connections is incredibly valuable.
Well, I agree with you, Karen, and we really appreciate you coming and taking some time to talk with us today. Is there anything you want to tell our readers before we let you go?
Other than, I think, the number one important thing right now is staying connected and being involved. And, whether that is through the Collateral Risk Network or a local appraiser group, I highly recommend that appraisers stay connected through these organized meetings that take place all across the country, because there's a lot going on in the industry right now, and staying up to date on that is going to be critical to their business.
I agree with you, especially as things start opening back up, as COVID dies down. I think we're going to see a lot more of those in-person meetings, and we're really excited about that.
I agree. Thanks so much for having me, Jim.
Well, thank you, Karen. If anyone wants to join the CRN, you can go to collateralrisk.org for information. And that's also how you would register for these upcoming events, and you're going to want to be there. Thanks so much for everyone for joining us. If you have any questions or would like to be interviewed, reach out to us at info@appraisalbuzz.com. Thanks, and have a great day. We didn't build Remote Val for appraisals. We built it for appraisers. With Remote Val, you are in control. Unlike a hybrid valuation, you directly gather the information, photos, and measurements you need while communicating with the homeowner. And with no travel time, Remote Val increases the number of inspections you can perform. Combined with 24-hour pay and our exclusive benefits, it's no wonder more appraisers are choosing Incenter Appraisal Management. Remote Val is fast, easy to use, and completely free for appraisers. To see a demo of Remote Val in action, visit incenteram.com.